when atheists call their kid Christian, you think, right, I think a much better choice would be Godfrey. By the way, just to warn you, so that you know you are watching a controversial act. Oh my God, hello sweetie. What's your name? I don't care. My point is, you made a terrible mistake. You forgot to have a wank before you came out.
Kate, you're a bit of a Spank veteran, aren't you? You've done it many a time.
Well, yeah, I've done it a lot of times, and I've also emceed it sometimes with Leon.
Getting his false teeth out hot. Welcome to Scotland.
Oh, hello. That's right. Hey, he's got teeth. Actually, in some ways, he's a catch in certain parts of this city, yeah.
Right, so basically, I've already had... Most of you have seen comedy before, right? You know how it works. If you were to get bored, you just pop to the bar, right? This bloke wrote a letter.
Why don't you at the bar?
Why don't I go to the bar? I'm sort of working, but thanks for your advice. Blimey, are you full of helpful suggestions, just wandering around the shops going, why don't you fucking buy something? Must be, Hey buddy, don't forget to breathe. Anyway, actually... Oh, no, I'm sorry, do forget to breathe. That's what I meant to say. Too easy. Right. Yeah, so this bloke was writing to complain about one single one-line joke. Who would like to hear it? I love that it's late and everybody's screaming and this man put his fucking hand up. Here we go. This is the joke that the complaint was about. See if you're offended. All I said was, why is it that so many paedophiles have the first name Reverend? It's all right. We're good. Okay, brilliant. And I've got facts for you. Ready for a fact? Yeah! In fact, are you ready for a fact, Spank? Yeah! Hey! This is true. 12% of Americans think Joan of Arc was Noah's wife. There are some people at the bar that are confused. She was a French woman, so we burnt her. Fact as well. I'm allowed to be mean about Americans, by the way. I'm allowed to be mean about Americans because my ex-husband is American. I'm allowed to slag off my ex-husband. He said something recently, right, that I was really offended by. He said, there is nothing you've got in Britain that we haven't got in the US. Oh, did you have a suggestion?
The Pope.
The Pope. Oh, the pound! I thought you said the Pope. I thought he's in fucking Italy, douchebag. But... The pound, yes, well done. That wasn't what I did. It's a nice suggestion. I did something different. He said there's nothing you've got in Britain that we haven't got in the US. So I took him to the Cuban embassy. Quite a day out, yeah. Good. You see, you've got the general idea of heckling. You've got the words, but the timing is all over the shop, isn't it? You see, if you'd got that in before I did the punchline, you know, but never mind. It's unusual because I imagine in your life more often you're premature.
You had quite a rowdy set then, which you dealt with excellently. Got rid of Dean, wasn't it?
It was Dean. There were quite a few of them actually. I feel like sometimes it felt a little bit like comedy whack-a-mole. I was like, oh, there's another. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there's one. It was a bit like. But I kind of like that. This is my 6th show today, and I've just been dealing with idiots all day. So, like, you know, and most people, most of the time, you deal with idiots, and you're not allowed to just lay into them because they're your boss or they're, you know, like it's the best thing about this job. If someone's gonna really be an idiot out loud, you can just go right, douchebag.
Oh, being mean to blokes, it's easy, isn't it? Good. Oh, fuck, I must make a career of this sometime. So, can I tell you my favourite thing that's happened to me so far at the Fringe? Are we up for that? I did a show a couple of days ago in a venue down on the Royal Mile, and this venue has like a beam like this, but a little bit lower. So I'm all right, I'm 5'7", it's not a problem for me, but for comedians who are 6 foot tall or over, it's a bit like doing a radio show, right? It's just a bit of a problem. And I'd been emceeing actually, and a Canadian actor went on, I won't tell you who he is, he went on, and he was quite tall, and the audience couldn't see him. Now he had 3 choices. He could have stepped back a little bit, he could have stepped off the stage, he chose option 3, he did this. And that was a wonderful solution to the problem, except that it put him eye to eye with the shaven-headed Glaswegian bouncer in the front row, in a sort of open groin position. Right, but he made a little joke about it, he said, this is awkward, and everybody laughed, and he made another little joke, he said, I feel like we're about to make out, and everybody laughed a bit again. And then he said it'll be our first gay sexual experience. And the Glaswegian bouncer went, yours. I actually flew up to Edinburgh just because it was cheaper than the train. And this is totally true. The bloke next to me on the plane, I don't think he's ever been on an aeroplane before, right? He was really excited. He was like staring out the window. And so I said, how's the view? And he said, it's a shame that wing's there.
What advice would you give to younger comics who are dealing with hecklers? I mean, I like Spanks, it's a room that has no respect, actually, which I quite like about it. But what advice would you give to other comics in that sort of hostile environment?
Well, first of all, like, don't panic, just remain calm. Panicking is just the worst thing you can do. And I think the other mistake that a lot of novice comics make is like answering questions. If people shout out, where are your shoes from? And you go,
Mark.
Marks, and you know, it's just like, it's like they're in charge of the show and you work for them. When you start answering their questions, just be like, I'm sorry, it's not a fashion show.
Yeah.
And move on. And that's my advice, really.
I've actually been on a reality show in July that you might have seen, a show called The Bachelor. Has anyone seen The Bachelor? Yeah. I wasn't. Yeah, I know, it's all right. I'm going to deal with that. Thanks very much, Grandad. Good, yeah, it's all right. As I said, I've been on it, so I probably know more about it than you. Good. I think you've misunderstood this for a conversation. It's just a show, actually, mate. It's, yeah, what's your name, fella? Do you know? Dean, excellent. Your mother had a brilliant foresight. She thought, we'll stick with one syllable. We don't want to confuse him, do we? You see why everyone's cheering, Dean? It's because they want you to shut the fuck up. That's what's going on there, yeah.
Do you have a little gem of a place that you go to kind of get away from everything and read a book, a little sweet little place that isn't affected by the Fringe that you know of, that we can ruin by telling Dead Parrot about?
Well, I used to, right, and it's closed, and I'm gutted, but I always have a day off. And I always want to get away from the Fringe as much as I possibly can. And what I always used to do for my day off was go to Leith Waterworld, which was like a big indoor water park. With
I really did not expect you to say that.
I know, but people would never guess. So no one who knows me ever goes there. There's be like a wave machine, lazy river, flumes. But they ran out of funding, they've closed it. So this year, I'm going to have to find a new one.
You need to find you a new flume park.
You'd recognise him, he looks like a man.